National Coach of the Year, Teri Moren of Indiana, is with us. A coach, 5-0 in conference play, first time ever for your program. Give us an assessment of where you feel like you guys stand heading into that big showdown.
Well, I think we all feel, we have a lot of confidence. One of the things, Dave, with our team is as the year has progressed, we've shown great balance. We've had different kids step up at different times. Certainly with an All-American that we have in Mackenzie Holmes, and being able to have those shooters on the outside. We've made it difficult, I think, for other opponents. But I'm really proud. I think our defense has come a long way, since the very early season loss to Stanford. We knew we were going to be a different team than we were a year ago. We've continued to really work on that side of the ball. We're defending at a high level, which, I like. But we're also, our ability to score the ball as well is also happening for our team. And so the combination of the two, has pointed us in a really great direction.
It's interesting you brought up the game against Stanford. That's your only loss of the year. It was very early in the year, and they really pounded you. And I guess it's just interesting. I always think the beauty of basketball is that you can lose games really at any point in the year and you'll be fine. Right. It's very different than college football, which we just stopped covering, where, any loss seems cataclysmic. In some sort of a strange way, did the Stanford game help you? I mean, does it allow you to, A, turn the page and say, hey, this is a new year, and B, get your team to focus on, hey, we've got to defend better if we're going to win in the way we want to win?
Well, there's no doubt that it helped us. I think what people forget is, although we won that championship last year, we still returned with a different team. And just because you win a championship doesn't mean the next year you start in the middle of the mountain. You got to start all over, just like everybody else does. And so for us, I thought that early loss told us a lot. It told us a lot about all the things that we were going to have to improve on and get better with being able to do. And, we were certainly disappointed. We were a little bit embarrassed because of, the score in itself. But I do think it was a blessing in disguise for our group. It was an early wake-up call in one in which we needed. And, sure enough, we have watched ourselves, as I say, morph into a better defensive team, morph into a more efficient offensive team. I've been really proud of the progress that we've made, although, as we always say around here, there's more work to be done and there's still room, for improvement.
We did get a nice win last night, and we were talking about these huge margins of victory that you've had. That wasn't really the case yesterday. I mean, you were in a fairly significant hole against Penn State in the third quarter, dug your way out of it to win. What did you learn about your team, and what positives can you take from that comeback last night?
Well, first of all, here's what we know. The Big Ten is really, really good. Yeah. And Carolyn has done an unbelievable job with her team in terms of they came out and pressured us and jumped on us from the beginning. We dug ourselves a little hole there, had to get out of it. It told me a lot about, what I already kind of knew about our group, is that we don't hit the panic button. We rely on our experience. We rely on our veterans to figure out how to score the ball. But what we had to do in that particular game was we had to get stops, and we had to get a string of them in order to gain any sort of breathing room with Penn State. And like I said, Carolyn's that's a fantastic basketball team. It was another good, I think, challenge for us to have to play from behind and figure out, in spite of turning the ball over the way we did, in spite of some slippage defensively, we still found a way to win. And that's what I'm most proud of, is that this group stuck together and we're able to string just enough stops, to get that win.
Coach, one of the big questions coming in this year was how you'd replace Grace Berger. You and I have talked many times over the last few years, and you've been so effusive in your praise of her, and with good reason, just a fabulous player. You obviously had Mackenzie Holmes, a tremendous post to build around. You've surrounded her with shooters, but the big question was, how do they function without Grace? In what ways do you feel like you have done that?
I think Chloe, Moore McNeil has really stepped in and played a big part of that. We needed another perimeter player that, one of the things that Grace gave us was a guard, a penetrating guard that could beat people off the bounce. She has that crazy mid-range game, but with Chloe, she's really started becoming aggressive, and we've needed her to do that because we can't just be a catch and shoot team from the perimeter. We still have to put pressure on defenses to have to guard us off the dribble. And so, I think that Chloe has stepped up. Certainly Sarah, has been phenomenal. Sid, as of late has really shot the ball well. We need some more consistency from Yarden. And then we've had great depth, our play off the bench with Lexi Berger coming in and Lily Meister coming in and impacting the game, for us, has been instrumental. So, we've done it with a committee, you never replace a kid like Grace Berger, but everybody has to step up and do a little bit more. And, I think Chloe has been the catalyst for us as far as, being more aggressive out on the perimeter.
Let's talk a little bit about Saturday's game. It is a huge spotlight game, not just for your program, but for women's basketball. I mean, it's a primetime game on Fox. We've talked a lot in the past about, hey, this is an Indiana program that they were getting 400 or 500 people at Assembly Hall for games. And now you just think about how massive the following is for your team, for this sport. Before we get into the matchup, what does a game like this mean for the sport in general?
Well, again, we're just so grateful to be a part of it. What a great time, to be in women's basketball with the popularity of the sport, and to play a team like Iowa, two teams that have had unbelievable battles, in the last 4 or 5 years, and it's gonna make for hopefully great TV. Anytime you can spotlight women's basketball, two teams that want to play pretty basketball, that want to play fast basketball, that want fans and others that maybe are just perhaps becoming women's basketball fans, to see two teams that move the ball, both guard well. Both can shoot it, at a high clip. Again, it's a great opportunity, I think, for both programs, not just to, represent the Big Ten, but also, represent women's basketball on a national level.
You split 2 games against Iowa last year. You guys won the regular season title in the Big Ten. They won the Big Ten tournament championship. I mean, these were the 2 elite programs in the league a season ago. So you've seen them quite a bit here, and it means you've seen Caitlin Clark quite a bit. Yeah, obviously, that is the number one focal point when you go into playing against Iowa. What's the approach for you guys against Caitlin?
Well, again, you hit it on the head. She is extraordinary talent. There's no question about that. But she still has those pieces around her. Kate Martin, Gabby Marshall. Stalky has really played well for them, in replacing Cesano, and so this is a team that has really good pieces, and they play well together. It's like a well-oiled machine, and although a lot of it is obviously with Kate having the ball in her hands a lot, she can certainly everybody's talked about her ability to score. But what I've always been impressed with is just how phenomenal of a facilitator she is, because you really can't help off any of them. You have to not only figure out how to guard Caitlin, but you also can't take your chances because she's so great at reading coverages, reading situations, and being able to make plays that look really easy because of her ability to pass the ball and her IQ. And so, we will have to be sound. We will have to be disciplined. We will have to, maybe muck it up a little bit, do some things, out of character for us defensively. but still be disciplined, I think it does set up for a great, evening of basketball. And, I hope that our defense will travel over there and, we'll be able to make it hard, for Iowa tomorrow night or Saturday night.
Cannot wait to watch you, Coach, again, 7:30 Eastern time on Fox. The pride of Seymour, Indiana, Teri Moren. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thanks, Dave. I appreciate you. Good to see you.
Good to